So it's now currently Sunday, down here again at the workshop working on my car. As you see now, the car's coming together quite nicely. Got the front cross member in, the radiator, all the AC pump, all that's in. The front panel's on, so we've pretty much just got to hook up the headlights to this wiring here. Still got my catch can hoses, which are down here, I've still got to put in. Obviously all my intercooler piping and the intake, battery, ECU. Still got to plumb up the 3-port boost control solenoid, and then run my other catch can out of here. Still got to put the axles in, and then the ball joints, put those in. I've got the horns down here still got to put in. So yeah, I'll start putting the axles in next, and then we can put the wheels on, and then pretty much lower the car down, put it onto the hoist over there, and that way there I can put my intercooler piping on easier, and then put all my fluids in it, transmission oil, engine oil, coolant, and then basically start it up and fire it over without the spark plugs and coils in there, just to build up oil pressure, and then yeah, put the coils in, spark plugs in, and see if it actually starts and runs. So it's currently 2 o'clock. The car's pretty much tracking along nicely. So I've got headlights in, got my axles in, CV boots on, ball joints are in, CV nuts on, headlights in, all the wiring is all done. This is obviously for my fog lights on the bumper. So there's not really a lot we can do. While it's up here on the axle stands, because obviously we've got to do all my front mount piping there, but it's going to be horrible to go up and down, climb up under the car and over the car and all that. So that's pretty much the next thing we've got to do, is intercooler piping. But what we're going to do is going to put my wheel spacers on and my wheels. So obviously, yeah, same on this side. Put the wheels on, and then take out the axle stands, lower the car down, and then I'll push it and line it up onto this area here for the hoist, and then we can lift it up and we can go up and down, just to make things easier when we put in the front mount piping on and doing the last little things. Once the front mount's on, then I can put my intake on, and once the intake's on, and then I can put my ECU and battery in. Then once all that's on, I can then plumb up my 3-port boost control solenoid, because the hose I got to chop to length, and it obviously goes into my intake and goes into where my blow off valve is by my on my front mount intercooler piping. So it's going to be hard to sort of cut it to length when I don't know where to cut it. So I'll wait until I've got everything on, and then I can cut it, just so I know exactly how far I need to cut it. And then I've got to work out, because of my other catch can coming out here, but I need to sort of work out where the hose is going to go, to find out how much room I've got, and then find out where I'm actually going to mount it, because I've still got to do my other catch can down here, but I'll wait until I get that up on the hoist. And then once pretty much all the engine bay things sorted, then I can put my bonnet on, put my bumper on, and I've got to put my exhaust on as well, because I took out the midsection of the exhaust pipe. So yeah, once all that's on, I can put some fluids in it, start it up, make sure it gets oil pressure, and then whip the spark plugs in, coils in, and fire it over and set start up, and yeah, we'll get it up to operating temperature, sort of check it over, make sure there's no oil leaks, coolant leaks, fuel leaks, just give it a good check over, make sure everything's all in. And then I'll probably take for a quick drive around the block. I can't really boost it because obviously I've got to wear the motor in. So yeah, I'll take it for a quick drive, and then I will have a look and make sure everything seems alright. And then yeah, just run the motor in and wait till I do about 500 k's and drain all the oil again and put fresh stuff in. So the wheels are all on. Just going to jack it up, take it off the axle stands, and put it onto the hoist, just to put my front mount intercooler piping on and finish the job off. So about 3-4 more hours, car should be running, hopefully. So we're still tracking along nicely with my car. If you look now, got my front mount intercooler in, all the piping's in, my 3-port boost control solenoid is all plumbed up, got my intake in, battery box, ECU, intercooler piping. I've just got to mount my catch cans, so here's two of my lines here for my catch cans that run for my PCV, and the other line's going to hook onto here and onto here for the other catch can, so it's probably going to go down through there and bolt down there somewhere. I've still got to put all my fluids in, coolant, engine oil and transmission oil, and the window washer bottle, fill that up. Fluids are down there on the ground. So yeah, not too much more and the car will be running. Take the spark plugs out and the coils and wind it over till it gets oil pressure, and then put those in and start it. Still got the exhauster put on, so yeah, probably another hour or so and should be able to start it. So I've just installed my dual catch can system. So this one here obviously runs back through to the PCV valve on my PCV plate. So one goes to the PCV valve, one goes to the intake manifold. So I've got that one. This one here goes to my rocker cover. The other one I've just have to ran out of hose, so I couldn't do that one yet. So I've just put the hose back from the rocker cover to the intake. But once I get some more hose, I'll be able to hook up this one. It's got some quick drains, so get those there. I've just put my transmission oil in. Just put some of this Transgear 7590 in it. So yeah, the transmission's all filled up. Drop it down now and put my engine oil in. Obviously I've got my Penrite running in oil, 1540. My exhaust is also on, because I had to remove that for all my downpipe. So yeah, exhaust is all on. Goes all the way back here to the muffler. Put on the bottom covers. Yeah, all the intercooler piping's on. Yeah, so pretty much all that's left to do is put the battery in. Yeah, put the battery in and engine oil and a bit of coolant or water in the cooling system, and then pull the spark plugs out, inject coils out and wind it over until it gets oil pressure, then fire it up. Then about to start it. Yeah, I forgot that, yeah.
There you go. Oh, the smoke.
Try again.
Yep.
Well, that's a good sign. It starts, so that was its first startup. Obviously before, when I first wound it over with the spark plugs and coils out, I was just building up oil pressure, so I keep winding it until my oil light went out on my dash, and then obviously I plugged the spark plugs and coils on, and then primed up the fuel pump and then started it. I do have a bit of a vacuum leak under here, so just quickly pull this piping back off again and have a look at this, but yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a bit of a vacuum leak. So fix that vacuum leak and then we'll fire it up again. But yeah, definitely good signs. Yeah, definitely good signs that it started. So yeah, obviously it's going to smoke a little bit underneath the bonnet because obviously the greasy hands all over everything, so it's obviously going to smoke a little bit, but yeah, it's actually really exciting. So so that vacuum leak's all fixed. I just pulled this intercooler piping, moved it out of the way, popped that off, and then I put a little bit of like a vacuum line in there, so pretty sure that's fixed it. So now we'll put the jump back on again and we'll fire it over and start it up again for a second time. So I didn't end up managing to get my car finished on Sunday. I'm now filming this sort of in the future, but yeah, I didn't manage to finish my car on Sunday. Once I started it up and had it running, I noticed I had a bit of like a coolant leak, so I've still got to sort that out. Got to bleed my clutch up because that's not working properly. Like it's a little bit, we bled it a little bit, but it needed bleeding a bit more. Obviously I need to charge my battery because obviously you saw my battery went flat, and I've still got to put my bonnet on, bumper on. I've got to sort out a couple wiring issues, so there's still quite a bit to do. And on Sunday when this was filmed, I didn't get enough time to finish it before I went back to work the next day, so I was going to work on it the following weekend, but then obviously here in New Zealand we've had COVID hit again into the community, so we had to go into lockdown again, so I haven't been able to work on my car. So once we move out of lockdown, well, then I'll go back down to the workshop and I'll continue working on my car and finish off the last little things I just mentioned. So after I started it, I did take the car for a quick drive around the block, which I didn't film. Obviously just drove it up and down the street just a little bit, just to make sure it was running okay and all that. And that's when obviously I noticed the car was overheating, which I think is just because it's got an air lock in the system, so I need to fix that. But when I took it for a drive, obviously my clutch was like pretty much right at the bottom of the pedal, was pretty much moved just a couple of millimeters and was engaged, so I needed to fix that. But yeah, the car seemed to drive alright, didn't have any other issues or anything. The oil light obviously went off when I built up oil pressure in there, and that didn't come back on. It drove, so yeah, it's definitely a good sign. Yeah, when I drove it up the road, I just kept it under sort of 3,000 RPMs because obviously I've got to run it in. So I was just like changing gears like real short. Obviously didn't go on boost at all, just sort of like nano driving the car in a way, just to make sure that it lasts and make sure it do everything properly to run it in. So yeah, once I've got everything put back on, and the car's actually driving properly and we're out of lockdown, well, then I can take it for a drive and just nano it around, go for like a big long drive down south somewhere or something, and just run it in, because I've got to do like 500 k's on the current running in oil. And then once that 500 k's is up, then I can slowly ease into boosting. and then obviously I've got to drain the oil and put my normal Penrite HPR5 in it, and then I can boost it a bit more, and then obviously I've got to drive it up to Auckland and get a custom tune put on it, because at the moment I've just got a base tune just for my mods, so the car drives and functions properly. But yeah, once I get a custom tune on it, then we'll be able to sort of push it up a bit higher, turn the boost up, adjust all the timing and all that sort of stuff, and get a bit more power out of it. So yeah, stay tuned. So this is going to wrap up today's video. Yeah, thanks for watching, and please do subscribe down below, hit that bell notification icon so you get notifications when we upload a new video, and then once this whole lockdown finishes and we come out of lockdown, well, then I'll go back and I'll do some more content for you guys and create another video of me finishing off the car and taking it for some drives.